Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Project Shadows by issue number one by Evolution of Evolution. Probably that's the right word. It's a Kickstarter slash Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. It's made by Marcel Dupree, Vin Altab, Guido Martinez, Dildeep Singh, Chuck Michael Obach, and also we have a backup issue, Stargazer, with a lot of other people too. And with it, I had some prints. That's really cool. I got this one. I have this one. Is a character from another book. We have Black Bishop with a very big, large print here as well. And I like this one the most, not because I just like the art in the black and white. It's really nice. Anyway, so let's dive in and see if it's actually good. We begin here on a remote island on the Pacific Ocean, and we have some kind of facility here that reminds me a little bit of Jurassic Park movies. And the team of Project Shadows comes in, and we have the team of their names are Holtz. He's a teleporter. We have Black Bishop. She's a super spy. We have Vanquish, and she's a powerhouse. And we have Null. Power nullification, mirage, illusions, and range is the size shifter. So immediately let's call them the enemy camp for now. They've been attacking them, and it seems that they are this Shadows is here to get rid of evil scientists and such in this case. So Mirage did Mirage, and they are shooting at nothing. And they're going to infiltrate the camp here. And we see Black Bishop here. And there's some, what's the word? Titillization? If you can call it that. So also she is, it says here. Their job is to neutralize any potential global threats by any means necessary. I like that. Some kind of a shadow operation. And then she has opened this cabinet and it says, hey, yeah, they are developing super enhancement drugs. Now, I do not know how they can tell that by one glance, but hey, comics, doesn't matter. And then, she's then shooting them left and right, including the scientists. But then, these soldiers are injecting themselves and then turning into monsters. And then, okay, that's cool. I like that. And yeah. So, what's her name? Let's call it Giant Girl for now. Sorry, I'm bad at names. She's changing size, and there's a fight. But these are very nasty people. They are attacking her immediately. Meanwhile, Black Bishop is trying to get her, not only information but samples as well. I do not know where she stores that shit because she doesn't have a duffel bag or something. But she's being later teleported away, so mission accomplished, I guess. But Range, that's the giant girl here, is being overwhelmed by all these monsters, and she's having a very hard time. So the leader, and this is Null, the leader of the whole group, is calling in Vanquish to kick their asses. So people can compare her to Wonder Woman. I don't think that's really the case. For me, that is more Big Barda, She-Hulk, woman like that. And I have a soft spot for big warrior woman. I don't know. I like those. And she is very, very strong. By the way, I forgot to tell you, this comic is full of spoilers. So if you are waiting for this comic, don't watch this because I spoil everything. So there's your information. Watch at your own peril. I always forget that. I'm not sure why. Anyway, they are doing this, and then look at this, how strong she is. Pretty cool. So, and then being teleported away to the headquarters because mission accomplished. And then the team is waiting for their next assignment. So, and then these two comes in, and they are, according to the narrative, the masterminds behind this whole project. Let's call them Mulder and Scully. I just like those names a little bit better. And they are, being praised and complimented that, hey, they did a good job. And then, all right. But then we see some banter between Holtz and Black Bishop, um, and it's a lot of, I'm gonna read it. Hey, perhaps you haven't heard, but we got a common initiation here. See, Newsies got to share the assets with us seasoned members. Just give him the finger, So he's being sexist, and that bounces go a little bit further than that, and then he's getting his head smacked by the leader, and says, "Shut the fuck up, Holes! I'm done warning you." So he's being sexist and all that stuff. I just don't care, but sometimes it works, mostly it doesn't. But even Mulder says here, "Hey, dude, quit it with your dirty jokes. It'd be cool if you were funny, but you're not." I like that, but on the other hand, was it necessary to put that in here? The whole sex jokes, etc. I don't know. It's up to you if you like that or not. Okay, on with the mission. So the mission is that we have some kind of a dictator here called General Julio Augusto Barrera, and there's some kind of a meteor was detected in the. It fell in the American nation of Costa Prospera. So of course, the dictator has possession of that thing, and they are being ordered to do some kind of a stealth mission to check that out. They don't want to know what's going on, and so there's only 2 members going there, and that's Mirage and Range, and then the other says, "Hey, so what are we gonna do about it?" So Mulder says, "Hey, I got an assignment for you." All right. So what's happening? So it's some kind of an insane asylum, I guess, or an asylum maybe with superpowered beings. That's been I don't know. It's been there's a riot broken out, and they want to order to go there, but they say, "Oh no, hell no, pass. This is gonna suck," which is really weird saying for a leader of the group, because normally the leader would be professional, stoic, take charge, etc. I don't mind, but still. And it seems that this mission is very important. All right, okay, I'm on board. So they're giving their documents to read, and then Black Bishop say, "Hey, am I going with them? What's going on?" No, she also gets an assignment. So, okay, but then it says here, writer's note, check out Black Bishop number 1 to see what the secret mission is. Okay, I got that number 1. I reviewed it on my channel. Check it out and subscribe to my channel and all that jazz. So Black Bishop, who for me is the most interesting character because he's more fleshed out, her story stops here for now. It's going to probably continue in issue 2, I guess. Okay, moving on. So the rest of the team, or part of the team, is going to the asylum, and there's all dead bodies in here. So Null, being a dick again, is talking shit, and he's also being disrespected towards. He's disrespecting the leader, and Vanquist says something about that. Again, I don't feel that Null is leader quality type person. How do you call it? It feels a little bit off, but. Okay, moving on. But then I thought to myself, hey, what's going on? We're going to find out. No. Reader's note. To find out what happened here, check out Warbound issue number 1 till 4. Wait a minute. So Warbound, who's Warbound? That's this guy. There's also an Indiegogo / Kickstarter campaign about this guy. I don't have that comic. So, and I'm not interested in, purchasing those comics because I'm not interested in that character. So that's a problem. All right, coming back to a little bit later here, coming back to this part later, I mean. So Null, again, being a piece of shit, he's kicking these dead people, and Null is saying something about that. And he's, like I said, disrespecting the dead a lot. He's trash. So Vanquish says that Abraxas, that's this guy, he was murdered, and it seems that these people in the asylum could be candidates for Project Shadows. I like that, villains probably, or nutcases, being, how do you say, doing stuff for the government, like Suicide Squad stuff. I like that. It's not a bad thing. Unfortunately, we're not going to find out because, well, you have to buy Warbound. Meanwhile, we have Vanquish here kicking up a door, and I say, oh, it looks cool, but somehow this panel throws me a little bit off because I know you have to read it from this to this, right? But then, I don't know, my eyes goes automatically from this here to that because in the corner of my eye, I see something, quote unquote, moving, which looks like little people are walking in front of her, fleeing from that she's kicking in the door. And these are scientists, by the way. So that's a little bit weird. Personally, I would make another decision to display this, but that's me. And Null is checking in about the whole sitting towards the headquarters, and they get a new assignment. And the new assignment is to seek out Warbound for more information about what happened, probably. Okay, and then it stops because we have to move to the other two, Mirage and the size-changing girl. So she's using her powers, and I must say, this is not really a costume. It looks like a onesie, when little girls are wearing, or childish adults, or cosplay girls for when they go to bed, snuggling on camera on OnlyFans, probably. But yeah, it looks a little bit weird. It has this as a combat costume, if you can call it that. But hey, who am I, right? Who am I to judge? It just looks fine, but also not, because I would have, if you go into a field battling killers and monsters and crazy inmates, is this the right... Okay, moving on. I'm maybe a little bit nitpicky here. Oh, I'm sorry. So they get into the car, but they are being followed and then being, so they've been found out. They're probably infiltrating this country. And then, so then this is happening. And they are ready for battle, right? But then there's a helicopter coming and shooting those two, and that leads us to the next issue, to be continued. Okay? And then we go into these... So there's a next chapter called, let me check that again, Stargazer. I checked it, and this is more like probably a preview for another comic, or maybe a story on itself. It's on the Kickstarter campaign, so I knew what I was into. And to be honest, I'm not really care for this character because was more interested in this, and also because Black Bishop is in here. And then my complaint about Black Bishop issue number 1, that there was also a backstory that wasn't advertised very well, or not but this one is. So I knew what I was getting into, but then in hindsight, I just figured it out that I'm not into, how do you say, stuff in comics that, hey, I got another character for you. Maybe you should check out another campaign or another story. Because, so overall, is this good? Again, with just like Black Bishop, the problem is that when it gets interesting, it stops, For instance, I love the first couple of pages with action. We see stuff happening, we see their abilities, we see the government stuff. But then when they get the assignments, right? So like here with Black Bishop, it stops because, check out Black Bishop number 1. Probably a lot of people don't have that comic, right? So for them, and also for me, it stops here, although, right? Then also with this, so they go to an asylum, but you know what you want to find out? Oh, by the way, buy Warbound issue 1 and 4. No, that's not fun. I mean, I don't want to do that. So I don't mind crossovers or stuff like that. But like I said, this is a new project, no pun intended, but a new group of superpowered beings that I want to know more. But to know the full details of what's happening in the comic, they say, oh, buy the other comics to find out. That's not good, in my opinion, for a very first issue. Maybe you could do that in, I don't know, issue 5 or 6, you know, when we get to know these characters, when the characters are more fleshed out. Because, you know, if you buy a new comic, a number 1, you want to know more about that, you know, those characters, right? You want to be invested in it. But I can't, because, you know, we're being traced to another location to find another guy, but you do not know that guy, because you have to buy this one to know that guy, and also to the story here, right? And then with this too, because it's getting interesting, and then, you know, there's a cliffhanger. That's okay, but like I said, it's just start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, and then we have a backup issue that I really don't care about, to be honest. And I see a lot of other creators are doing that, you know, throwing other stuff in there. And I just want to have more Project Shadows. Just give me the book, you know? And like I said, I know what I was getting into, because there's 8 pages of story of Stargazer. But I just want more. I want 8 pages of Project Shadow extra, you know, if you know what I mean. So I'm not sure if I can recommend it for newcomers. I mean, if you are into, you know, Black Bishop or this Warbound guy, then yeah, you can pick this up and see for yourself it's this for you. But for me, no, I'm not really invested, and that's a shame, because the art is good, the quality is good. Yeah, I'm on the fence with this. Well, not really on the fence. I decided just that I didn't, you know, I'm not invested in this comic, and that's a shame, because I really wanted to. So guys, yeah, that brings me to the end of the comic, of the review. So let me know if you are into this. I'm going to leave a link in the description, because Marcel has also a volume 2 or issue number 2 on Kickstarter. I'm going to share that. So if you are interested in that, because you can buy or back issue number 1 and 2, and then you got to find out if you are, invested in these characters or not. Let's see. Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.